Hey, aloha and welcome. The spirit of sports. We're talking sports, we're talking life. This is Uncle Richie, the spirit of sports, brought to you by notpods.com, coming soon. And my YouTube channel at notpods, one word. So we are not a podcast, we are live internet radio. It is Monday. Got to plug my computer in. It is Monday, September 11th, 9/11. Big day, sad day. We all know about the 9/11, New York City, Washington, those tragedies. 9 years earlier, that was 2001. 9 years earlier, this beautiful state of Hawaii had a terrible tragedy as well. On 9/11 was Hurricane Iniki, wiped out a lot of the state. So it rings extra true and extra heavy in this part of the world. I am out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean where the palm trees sway. It is just past high noon Hawaiian time. Running a little late, had a couple kids this morning, kiddos. I did a show with Alkai, did a Grom Squad. Hope everybody saw that. And today is big NFL day yesterday. Unbelievable. It's just the hype is always so great, and the NFL always delivers. And I'm so excited. I'm going to recap every game. Going to talk a little bit. I'm going to do quite a bit of my brand new segment, Backseat Quarterback, coming up shortly. These are the things that I see that I just feel like either what the heck are you doing? I could do so much better. Why are you doing this? How can this happen? Things that I see in the games that these guys that are getting paid tens and hundreds of millions of dollars can't figure it out. And it saddens me and it angers me. So that's about in the middle of the show. Then I will have my fantasy studs and duds from week one. And we'll talk some fantasy waiver wire action after week one. So pretty full show today. This is Uncle Richie coming at you live each and every day, right around high noon. Go over the schedule, which started today. So Monday is the Spirit of Sports NFL recap and my backseat quarterback. Tuesday, that's what he said, or she, or they, if anybody wants to get offended. That's what he said. I put my picks against the pros picks. And also, I'm going to tell you what, and I've been saying this for years, the Fantasy Live crew, they're not very good. I watch the Friday show, maybe the Wednesday and the Friday show, and their advice, and I write it down, and then we see what it looks like. And this, I'm going to go deep into this tomorrow, but they're batting 30% at best. So we're calling you out, people. You can't just sit there and have your own show and tell us what to do and what you think is going to happen or what you know is going to happen. And then the stuff doesn't happen. And then you can just go back the next week and just have the show. Like, it's no big deal. What you tell us, maybe some people actually listen. Maybe some people actually trust you. Maybe some people actually take your advice. And then they're in dead last going, what the hell is this? You're not making us better. You're making us worse. Be better, people. When do you lose your credibility? Adam Rank, Cynthia Freeland. When? I'm not saying I'm any better. I went 4-2 in my 6 leagues this week, but I'm not saying I'm any better or worse. And I was a little behind this week. in the future, I will make the same predictions as you guys make. You'll ask the questions, and I will give my answer first. And I will be on maybe Friday. Ooh, that could be a good Friday show. Friday is my picks, my fantasy football picks. But you guys aren't good. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I felt this way for a long time, and I always said, man, one day, I'm gonna call these guys out. I'm gonna keep track. And it was always one day for years. And well, guess what? That day is today. Not one day, day one. Great quote from The Rock. And day one is now. So that's tomorrow. That's what he said. We'll put my picks. I went really good against the spread. 11-4 against the spread. This is Monday, 9/11. So we haven't played Monday night yet. There's been 15 games. I went 11-4 against the spread. So pretty excited about that. Today, NFL recap. Backseat quarterback. Those things, like I said, I just feel like I could do so much better, and I don't understand. And what the hell are you doing? Let's go to the recap, though. We're going to do a little bit fantasy oriented and just a little bit just talk about each game. Start with Thursday night football. Detroit goes in and beat KC. Roar, Lions, roar. Just beautiful. As a fan of anything not KC, I was very excited. You know, Goff played golf, 250 with a touchdown, no picks. He's been a year since he threw a pick or something, 10 games. Running game, had 100-some yards. Spread the ball around, but Detroit goes in, gets the victory. Beautiful. Atlanta Falcons, 24-10 over Carolina after a slow start. Brought it around. It was 7-all at half, 10-all after the third quarter. Then they scored the last 14 points of the game. Algier hawking on Bijan's touchdowns. But that's one of my guys that we will talk about later in this episode. Waiver wire. Keep an eye out. So Atlanta took care of business. They were 3.5-point favorites, I believe. Yep. Cleveland. You could say it's a shocker, but not really a shocker. This is Cincinnati's MO, modus operandi. Burrow gets hurt. Burrow doesn't practice or play the whole preseason. Burrow takes 2 or 3 games to get to Burrow. And it's the same thing. Cleveland 24-3 in a rainstorm. A lot of weather yesterday for September. But a rainstorm controlled the ground game, controlled Burrow. Burrow had, 82 yards passing with 31 attempts. Kept mixing to 56. Jamar Chase with 5 catches for 39. Sean Watson didn't look great, but Nick Chubb, 106 yards. How many sacks? Only 3 sacks. Only 2 sacks for Cleveland, but it seemed like they had pressure. Forced 10 punts. So not so much of a surprise, I think, Cleveland, 24-3. Jacksonville took a scare from Indy. They win 31-21, but I believe they were down in the third quarter. What were they down in the third quarter? Yeah, they were down 20-17 going into the fourth quarter. Running game looked pretty good for Jacksonville. Balanced attack. 240 passing, about 100 some rushing. Golden Boy had a pick, 2 touchdowns, 103.8 rating. I'd say that's about what people expected. Jacksonville with the win and cover. Probably biggest shocker, Tampa Bay over Minnesota. You know, one of my backseat quarterbacks is the lack of clock management and game management for Tampa Bay. You know, some guys are just deer in the headlights. Brandon Staley, even about every Chargers coach in the past. Todd Bowles just doesn't look comfortable on the sidelines. I don't know, man. But they pull out the victory. I'd say probably the biggest surprise of yesterday, Sunday, week 1. Tampa Bay 20, Minnesota 17. Cousins threw that pick right at the goal line that looked like it was going to be caught. Then the DB ripped it out of his hands. 344 and 2 touchdowns for Cousins, but the costly interception. Couldn't get anything going. That's another of my backseat quarterback biggest pet peeves is why abandon the running game so soon? A running game is your best friend. Run the clock. Wear down the defense. Save your quarterback getting hit. Save your quarterback getting pressured. Save your quarterback from having to run. They had 14 rushes besides quarterback, and he had 3 runs, Cousins. 14 rushes in a game. That's less than 4 handoffs a quarter. I don't understand it. Blocking sled scheme, John Madden scheme, set Hut, get on the ball, set Hut. Set Hut. Alexander Madison, 11 for 34. How are you going to get any kind of momentum? What was Jahmyr Gibbs? Biggest pet peeve. Very first play of the game, Lions on Thursday night. 8 yards right up the gut. Second down. Play action incomplete. Third down incomplete punt. You got 8 yards on your first run. What the F are you doing? So yeah, that is going to be a backseat quarterback topic all dang year. Get used to it. I'm going to talk about it. How many times Tampa ran the ball? Look at it. 40 rushes. No, 33 rushes. That's how. You want to give your stud running back 20 to 25 carries, and you want to be 50-50, 60-40 at most. Let's say you go 70 plays. That's 42 passes. You don't want more than 40 passes. That's 30 to 35 rushes. You need it. You got to have it. Hello, somebody joining me. Oh, are we up to 2? Oh, 10,000. Thank you, my 10,000 people. I'm about ready to start charging. So Tampa with a huge upset. Baker didn't turn the ball over. Efficient. Rashad White, the running game didn't really get going. I think their defense, they put a lot of pressure on Cousins. So probably the biggest shocker, Tampa Bay win outright. Moving on, New Orleans, knee knocker with Tennessee. I think they were 3-point favorites. Yep, 3 points, win by 1, so don't cover. Win the game, though. Derek Carr, 305 with a touchdown, 23 of 33, not bad. 1 pick. Jamal Williams with Kamara out, 18 rushes. So they ran it 26 times. There you go. 25 minimum. Olave, great game. Shaheed had a really good game. They were throwing the ball down the field. Tennessee, they bottled up New Orleans D, bottled up Henry pretty good. 15 rushes. That's 15 rushes for 63 yards. He needs 5 more carries at least. Derrick Henry needs 22 to 25, even 28 carries. Tannehill with 3 picks. a la the Kansas City game when they were the number 1 seed a couple years ago. Or no, the Cincinnati game. That's not your guy. You've been hanging on with him, and he's serviceable most of the time, but he'll throw these 3-pick games in. It's not your guy. Time to move off. San Francisco just put the butt whipping on Pittsburgh, 30-7, and I don't even think it was that close. Well, at halftime, Pittsburgh had 2 yards. San Fran, 199 yards. Pittsburgh, 2 yards of offense. Like 4 yards passing and -2 yards rushing. CMC just wins. 152 yards rushing. I think he has a touchdown and a win in every single game he's played except for that playoff loss when Purdy got hurt. So that guy, put him up for possible MVP. Purdy, 19-29, 220, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kyle Shanahan style. Control the game. Uncle Raz is calling. Razzle. Hello. Yeah, I'm right in the middle of my show. What's going on? You're live, Uncle Raz. What do you got to say?
Uncle Raz says, you guys are so lucky to have this show. Listen every week the best you can. Tell your friends. And there's not going to be anybody else like this guy. Richie's the best. Just give him a chance, please.
All right.
I have to do an extra hour today, Richie, for someone that's got to miss the middle of their shift.
Okay.
I'm going to have to work till 3:30.
Well, here's my thing. I got to go to Bonnie's. She's picking up a friend that's moving back into town. And I'm going to not be home till about 3 or 4, but I'm going to tape the game.
Oh, there's a possibility.
So then we can just, commercial free and just zip, zip, zip. So if you want to do that.
Always got a plan. Okay, yeah, I got to drive to Mid-Safari.
Okay.
So, I'll let you know when I get done about 3:30.
That'd be great. Beautiful.
Have a great show.
Yeah, I am. Thank you. I'll see you.
Bye-bye.
You heard it here first from Uncle Raz. This is going to be my career. I am going to be better and better at this, and I am going to have more and more people. I'm going to call out the NFL. I'm going to call out the pundits. I'm going to call out the pros. I'm going to call out myself. Getting back to San Francisco, the ass whipping. Let's see. What'd they do? How many sacks? I'm nervous. I'm nervous for Pittsburgh. I had them in the playoffs. I'm not going to. 5 sacks, 230 yards, 22 minutes time of possession, 15 first downs, 5 for 15 on 3rd down, 1 for 3 on 4th down, 6 penalties, 6 punts. Pittsburgh. Najee Harris, 31 yards on 6 rushing attempts. They ran the ball 9 times. No wonder you're getting your asses beat, people. 9 times. Your second-year quarterback throws it 46 times with 2 interceptions. What are we doing? Oh, it's frustrating. Just abandon the run so you don't want to pay the running backs and you don't want to use them either. It's just backseat quarterback Richie just says, what in the F are you doing? And I'm going to get into it more. It's borderline piss me off. Run the frickin' ball. I don't know. Take a look at my Oregon State Beavers in the Civil War last year. They ran the ball 25 times in a row in the 3rd and 4th quarter. They didn't throw a pass in the 4th quarter. Came back from 18 down and run it down their throat. Set Hut on the ball and kick their butt off the line of scrimmage. And do it over and over and over and over and over again, and they're not going to be able to have a defense for it. I will get more into that later on. It is just frustrating, people. So San Fran, ass whipped. My scariest moment of the day in my $100 Survivor League, me and my boy both took Washington over Arizona. They're down late in the 3rd quarter. Get on the Sam wagon, though. Comes back with a rushing rushing touchdown. My really only under the hood moment was a call when looked like obviously Washington had a first down. Call on the field was short, a yard short from where, and instant replay definitely looked like there was no doubt about it that his elbow with the ball in his elbow and nothing else had hit, and it was a half-yard pass of first down. And they said, upon further review, the call stands. 81% of the money's on Washington. And the call stands that Washington has to punt and maybe lose the game. So that was a moment. Things that make you go, I haven't watched. It's going to take a while. I'm going to also do Backseat Quarterback Under the Hood probably on Fridays because I haven't watched every play of every game yet, which I will do. Arizona, though, pretty much led the whole game. It was irritatingly close. 13-10 at half. They were up 16-10 at the end of the third quarter. Washington comes back, and they had the ball. Washington had to make a stop. So we're alive and kicking, heading into week 2. And I do have, that's going to change. It's going to brutally change my survivor pool strategy. But just get by week 1. Look at Dobbs, 132 yards. Connor was 62 yards rushing, and they're in the game. I thought Washington had a good D. They only gave up 210 yards. Only got 3 sacks. Arizona did lose 2 fumbles, as did Washington. I thought, and a pick. 3 turnovers for Washington and win the game. Baltimore, 25. Houston, 9. Somewhat easily. First half was close. Here's another one. Why? Dameon Pierce, sledgehammer back, Punisher, 11 carries. Your rookie quarterback's throwing the ball 44 times, people. It is frustrating, and it pisses me off. You have 19 rushes with a rookie quarterback. I don't care how crappy your line is. Get on the ball and say, set hut. Get him in a sprinter stance and blow off the line instead of standing under the center. Blue 82. Set hut. Set hut. Set hut. Sprinter stance. Blast off the line and kick their butt every freaking play. 11 carries for a guy that's just going to ground and wear the crap out of your defense, and then you can go play action. Not dropping your rookie quarterback, dropping him back 44 freaking times. Get sacked 5 times, lose a fumble. Bro, it is frustrating. Fine. Lamar, not great. Baltimore covers. Semi-surprised. Green Bay, Chicago's got to be so bummed right now. I haven't seen Kyle Brandt yet. I didn't watch Good Morning Football. I will tonight. If I have time. I don't know. How do I watch every play of every game and Good Morning Football and First Things First and Fantasy Live and Colin Cowherd and work and watch the kid? First world problems. Green Bay 38-20. Chicago's just got to be a mess. 30 years of Favre, Rodgers, and now what? Is the kid good? Is the kid pretty good? 3 touchdowns, I believe. Jordan Love, 15 for 27, 245, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Running game. At least they gave him 30 rushes. 40, 60, 70, 80 yards rushing. But at least you just, even if you're not getting the yards, running the ball just runs the clock. It wears down the defense. It keeps your O-line wants to run block. They want to be going forward. Pass blocking, is your first step is backwards. It's a defensive situation. But Justin Fields, 78 rating, 1 touchdown, 1 INT, 24 of 37, 216 yards. Khalil Herbert, 9 rushes again. 19 rushes. 19 rushes and 37, so 40 and 20. It's 2-1 pass to run with a quarterback you're unsure of. I think a bad offensive line can run block better if they're given the chance than pass block. Just irritating. So Green Bay, I own you. I wonder if Love said that. I own you. Another big semi-surprise. Vegas goes into Denver, 17-16. What Denver averaged last year? 16 points a game. What did Sean Payton preach? Terrible coaching. Denver, 10 penalties, gave up 2 sacks, no turnovers, 260 yards, total offense. Javonte Williams, 13 carries. Needs 7 more. Wilson, 108 rating, 27 of 34, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. But you start with an onside kick. Does that show that you are confident in your team, or does that mean that you're respecting the opponent too much and maybe giving them some credibility and some confidence? So Vegas beats Denver. Somewhat surprise. Another surprise, Philadelphia 25-20 at New England. I'm surprised that Mac Jones looked pretty good. Did throw the ball 54 times, 35 of 54, 316, 3 T's, 1 pick. Running game, 12-19. They ran the ball 20 times and threw the ball 54 times. 20 out of 75. That's like 76% pass plays. People, would you listen to me? Set hut on the ball, sprinter stance, offensive line knows as soon as my finger is in the ground, we are set hut and blow them off the damn ball. 56 passes. New England. I know you were down 16-0 early. It's just, to me, there's just no excuse. Philly did not look good. Their defense came up with a pick 6. Defense did not look good. Or just as a team, they damn near lost. DeAndre Swift, 1 carry. Is he hurt? That's weird. Miami goes in. It's like, who is going to have the ball last unless Brandon Staley's your coach? Defensive coach, their defense is terrible. Gave up 36 points. Gave up 466 yards passing. Excuse me. To Tua. 215 yards receiving to Tyreek Hill. The guys are unguardable, but still. Last play of the game, last drive of the game, intentional grounding, sack to lose the game. I'm telling you, should have got Sean Payton last year. When the 27-0 lead, the deer in the headlights look on your head coach, the not great clock management, game management, I think the guy's got to go. He doesn't even look like a credible witness on the stand, much less in front of 53 grown-ass NFL players. I want to see inside his locker room. I want to see one of his pregame speeches. The guy instills zero confidence in me. So do it again, Brandon Staley. Way to keep that culture. The San Diego / LA Charger culture is just be pretty good, but figure out a way to lose a lot of games. Sean Payton would have that thing turned around. They didn't need much. All they needed was someone firm and someone a little bit offensive minded, defensive coach, and he gives up 36 points. Herbert 228 with a touchdown. They did run the ball for 200 plus yards. How do you lose a game when you rush for 200 and some yards? Tell me that. It's virtually impossible. Oh, poor Charger fans. And if I had to have a team since I quit my once beloved Raiders and can't stand them now, if I had to have a team, it's probably the Chargers. And they're terrible. Maybe the biggest shocker besides Tampa, Rams go in and dominate Seattle 30-13. How is that? You know? Yeah. I'll tell you how it is. They rushed the ball 40 times. They threw the ball 38 times for 334 yards. No TDs, but no picks. They ran the ball, minus Stafford, 37 times, almost exactly 50-50 on the run. That's how you win on the road. That's how you win when you're an underdog. That's how you win when you maybe don't have the best offensive line. Wow. Cam Akers, 22 rushes, 29 yards, 1.3 yards. But still, like I said, you're running the clock. You're wearing down the D. You're saving your O-line. You're saving your quarterback. Run the damn ball. Even if you have to punt. Punting is not the worst thing. Tutu Atwell, Puka Nacua, 119 yards each. Puka Nacua with 10 catches. He'll be on my fantasy waiver wire for sure. Wow. Okay. Seattle Geno, 16 for 26, 112 yards and a touchdown. Only 26, 38. How do they only get 40 some? Oh, that's another thing. Oh, yeah. You know another reason to run the damn ball? Because you run the damn clock. And when the clock runs and you're running the ball, who doesn't have the ball? The other team, the other great quarterback, the other great running back, the other great wide receiver. And if you're playing against a great defense, that great defense is going to get less and less great as you pound the rock more and more. And if you have to punt a few times, but when you abandon the running game, look at 17 rushes, 26 passes. That's 60-some% passing. I don't want more than 55 to 60 max. I'd rather 50-50 is great. 55 rush, 45% pass. The John Madden, bowling ball, sledgehammer, blocking sled scheme. Set, hut. And finally, Sunday night debacle. Wow. What was 16-0 before Dallas even got the ball or something? I don't even need to go into stats. Pollard looked pretty good. 2 touchdowns, 70 yards on 14 rushes. CeeDee Lamb, 4 for 77, but we just need to talk about Daniel Jones, 15 for 28, 104 yards and 2 picks. The guy that he gave 30, 48, 45 million a year to. Unproven. Dayball. You know, you don't want to hit the panic button after 1 week, but if there's a team that's semi-panic mode already, I would say that's it. So that's the recap, things that I've noticed. Things could be issues. See what happens. Now I'm gonna go into my next segment. Brand new. I just thought of this on Friday. Thought of the name. This is called Backseat Quarterback. It's my version of being the backseat driver and the Monday morning quarterback. During the games, I'm saying, what the hell are you doing? Backseat driver. The next day, I'm saying, what the hell were you doing? Backseat driver, Monday morning quarterback equals backseat quarterback. I got a few from Sunday. I will have more on Friday when I watch all the games. This is my segment, Backseat Quarterback, situations that I saw that I'm just going, what the F? Carolina, 4th and 1, right around midfield. They're going to go for it. Out of the shotgun with a deep back, hand the ball off 7 yards deep in your own backfield. Out of the shotgun on 4th and 1. Why? On the ball, set hut or play action, or maybe, fake run, bootleg. You don't hand the ball. You're losing 7 yards. The running back has to go 8 yards when you need 1. It's idiotic. Houston, I got sick of counting, run the damn ball. I watched a lot of that game because I got Damian Pierce in 2 of my leagues. And every single first down when I saw play action and he's throwing the ball 44 times as a rookie, and you got one of the most bullish battering backs in the whole league. It's frustrating. How about Baker get some pocket awareness? That's a whole nother story. Baker, you did good. You won. Maybe this is just an aside, but this is definitely Monday morning quarterback style. 10 of 15 games were unders. And I really think it takes longer for offenses to gel, especially when guys don't play in the preseason. Maybe it takes a little longer. So for future, maybe weeks 1 and 2, maybe even next week, go heavy on the unders. Because defenses are ahead of offenses until probably week 3, 4, 5. Then I bet it's overs. We should keep track of that too. That can be on one of my shows. Which show would that be? I guess that's what he said. Over-unders. That's what he said. Over-under picks too. Okay. I'll be on that. How many times we said this week? And there's a pass and, should have been caught. Should have been caught is another huge pet peeve. Kadarius Toney, bro. 3 huge drops, 2 on drives. If he catches the ball, they win the game. You can almost blame a loss on one guy. 1 right in his hands, pops up, pick 6 on a 21-20 game. You dropped 3 passes. 1 was a pick 6 and 2 were 20-yard first downs. That could have been touchdowns or field goals. 1 is on, the game-ending drive. So catch the damn ball. It's like the kickers. You have 1 job. And receivers, I understand you're getting hit. You have helmet on. You're running full speed. It's not easy. Hell, I go down to the beach with my friend and we try to run go patterns and try to hit them with no defense and no pads and nobody around, and it's hard. So I understand that. Kickers, you never get hit. You never have to practice. You don't have to run. You don't have to sweat. Don't have to know shit. All you got to do is kick. When kickers miss, that is a definite huge backseat quarterback issue. Okay, O-line is going to be issues. I think finding O-linemen is going to be harder and harder. I don't think guys want to play O-line. D-line, you get notoriety at D-line. You make commercials at D-line. O-line is a thankless job and lot of terrible O-line play. And that's what this backseat quarterback had to say. O-line issues. Red zone, do better. You're great, red zone, Scott Hansen. I don't need to see any extra point unless it's like the game is tied. I don't need to see when the referee is underneath the hood looking and you're showing the play over and over. There are 7 other games going. I don't need to see the guy's celebration dance when I know that Baltimore is at the 2-yard line. Red zone, you're 87% great. Get it to 98. Be better, red zone. We don't need to watch replays. We don't need to wait for extra points. There are other games going right now. I'll be yelling at the TV, come on, go back to Baltimore. Go back to San Francisco. What are you doing? I don't need to see this. Be better. Coaches. I'll never forget the Mike Riley. Well, we couldn't get the timeout there at halftime. What do you mean? Just call timeout. Call timeouts. There's so many times the clock's running. Oh, there was one, I think was Arizona. And it's right before the half. And Washington had the ball. And it's third down. It's like 3:10, 3:09, 3:08. And the clock is running. They let the whole thing run out. And they know they're going to punt. It's like 3rd and 12. Use your timeouts on defense. They could have had the ball with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left with 1 timeout. Instead, they get the ball at the 2-minute warning with 3 timeouts. I'd rather have the ball with 3:10 and 1 timeout. You can manipulate the clock on offense. I'd rather have that extra minute than those extra timeouts myself. NFL. Oh, drops, catch the ball. Yeah. NFL, you take too long. Take too long on penalties. You take too long on replays. You want to shorten the game. You run the clock the whole game, basically. I remember until about 20 years ago, when you went out of bounds, the clock wouldn't start again until the ball was snapped. Now the clock's just running. You want to make the game faster. But some of the crap takes forever. Now they're going to get together, the officials, and now he's going to go over here to this. Oh, now he's going to go over there. Just be better, NFL. Telling you, 50, 60, 70% of the play calling in the NFL sucks. Sucks. One of those backseat quarterback, there's times like I could do so much better. I don't know the plays. I don't know Z fly 65 trap on 2, but I know run this or run that or run or pass or I don't know. Play calling sucks, and I don't have specific examples. One week I'll just do the number of play calls that sucked in every game. 1 week. Let me write this down. Number of play calls that sucked for a whole week. That'll be a great backseat quarterback. Yeah, it was Zona with 3 minutes left, not calling timeouts. Washington, 5 seconds left in the punt formation with a 3-point lead. Washington, or 4-point lead. 5 seconds left. Washington, get your fastest guy, shotgun snap, and zigzag into your own end zone. And then run out of bounds at the 2. Or even run out of the back of the end zone. Who cares? That you're punting the ball with 5 seconds left, too much can go wrong. 5 seconds out of a shotgun and then run backwards it's impossible to not run it out. Get your fastest receiver, best hands. I could run it out. Snap the ball with 5, 10, even 10 seconds. You're not punting there. That's just Ron Rivera, bro. Sometimes he's a little deer in the headlights too. What was it? Chicago had a QB sneak 4th and inches early on. And there's 22 guys within a phone booth. And Fields is going, set, Blue 80, set, hut, and get stuffed quarterback sneak. Spread it out. 4th and inches, have 2 wide and 2 wide and a slot. and then run a quarterback sneak. It's just the stuff that everybody knows you're going to do, and you do it anyway. It's idiotic, man. There you go. Eberflus, defensive coach in an offensive league. Chicago did not look good. I'm telling you, as backseat quarterback. And then I was going to rip into Brandon Staley for calling that timeout, but apparently opposite, Mike McDaniel, brilliant. That's a game winner. Most coaches, I don't know, 2 or 3 coaches, when it's third down at the end of the half and the other team's quarterback slides and there's 12 or 17 seconds left and he gets a timeout just in case because they're going to kick a field goal or they're going to punt, right? They had to punt. Either way, he calls a timeout and says, just in case. And they get the ball with 12 seconds and throw a bomb and get a dumbass pass interference call and kick a field goal. Most coaches would just not even think about it, let the clock run down to 2 seconds, let them kick their punt or field goal and just go into the half. Mike McDaniel said, you know what? We have a chance right here. Timeout. That was brilliant. That's front seat driving. That's Sunday afternoon quarterback. Why the Vikings only run the ball 14 times. 44 passes, 14 runs. I just want to pull my hair out. Oh, it's frustrating. And, well, that's going to about do it for my backseat quarterback. I don't have a whole lot for under the hood. There's only really, but I do have to watch the games. But under the hood is going to be fascinating down the season as it gets going. More and more money gets wagered. Vegas looks at it and says, oh, shit. We can't have this happen or that happen. So, better overturn that call. We shall see. But that is going to do it on this beautiful Monday, 9/11. 1 hour past high noon. I'm on 47 minutes. That just flew by. Yesterday, it was part 1 of my 6 4-hour blocks of my 24-hour talkathon. So join me. The next 5 Sundays, I will be doing 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. straight, live, with the Red Zone Sunday. Do some fantasy picks an hour before kickoff. And Uncle Richie and Uncle Scott Hansen will be coming at you. Why you only run the ball 14 times, Vikings, and lose and throw a pick at the end zone. Okay. The Spirit of Sports, brought to you by notpods.com, coming soon. And brought to you by my YouTube channel at notpods, one word, NOTPODS, because this is not a podcast. This is live internet sports talk radio. This is Uncle Richie, the Spirit of Sports, signing off. Ahui ho.